Caleb Stone, you better not regret this. Looking at the text message from Bella Sterling on my phone, I let out a cold sneer. Oomph. Does she think I'm still the old Caleb Stone? Ever since she worked me to death and I was reborn, I'm no longer the doormat who spent his life on his knees. My name is Caleb Stone. I used to worship the ground the campus queen, Bella Sterling, walked on. I was known as the simp king of the university. Aside from leaving myself just enough money for instant ramen and dry toast, my entire living allowance, scholarships, everything went to Bella. And the result? She took my money to buy gifts and provide comfort to that pretty boy gigolo, Gavin Chase. Later, when we started working, I became a programmer. To satisfy her ever-growing consumer demands, I pulled all-nighters coding, desperately earning money for her to squander. The long hours and malnutrition hollowed out my body completely. When I finally collapsed and was rushed to the hospital, my frail body was beyond saving. I begged her to pay my final medical bills so I could buy a little more time, but she just grabbed Gavin's hand and strutted away. Her parting words were, "You parentless piece of trash. You can't even afford your own medical bills, yet you spend all day dreaming of eating swan meat when you're just a toad. You disgust me. You want me to pay for your treatment? You're not worthy." The irony was, in the final moments of my life, it was Sophie Wren, my quiet desk mate whom I had always overlooked and avoided, who took care of me until I breathed my last. After death, my spirit drifted in the air, watching Sophie break down in grief. She personally cleaned my body, arranged my funeral, and finally wept uncontrollably before my tombstone. In that moment, regret consumed me. I swore that if there were a next life, I wouldn't be blind like this again. I wouldn't kneel for that manipulative, ungrateful snake. Instead, I would cherish Sophie, the one who truly treated me with her whole heart. Suddenly, I bolted upright in my chair, gasping for fresh air. As my thoughts flooded back, I was ecstatic. I was reborn. God gave me a second chance. "Caleb, what's with the jump scare? Sleeping on the job?" A colleague next to me asked. Yeah, I was having a dream. Sorry to startle everyone. Lunch is on me next time. I replied with a grin. The joy of rebirth was overwhelming. The groggy despair of being trapped in that simp role was gone. Puffed. Who doesn't know you're broke, Caleb? Except for rent and ramen money. You give everything to your dream girl. Treat us to lunch? You probably just want us to pity you and let you mooch a meal. A co-worker immediately scoffed. I searched my memory. Yeah, I had done that. More than once. I could only laugh awkwardly in shame. Thanks for taking care of me in the past, guys. I mean, at this time, I'm definitely treating you all to a big meal to thank you. I clasped my hands together earnestly. Amid their stunned gazes, I sprinted out of the office to the rooftop. I checked the date on my phone, May 12th, 2025. Exactly 3 months before I was schemed to death, and exactly payday. Ding. A text notification. Salary deposit. I checked the balance. Over $12,000. My base was $8,000, and the extra $4,000 was overtime pay from pulling all-nighters for half the month. Thinking back, I was such an idiot. I pushed myself to the brink for that ungrateful wolf. Ding. Another message. I opened it. As expected, it was Bella. "Caleb, my spa card is empty. Top it up for me. You should have gotten paid today. Just put $8,000 on it. The owner says there's a discount for $8,000. I sneered at the message. Bella was always nicest to me right after payday, sweetly calling me Caleb. Then she'd scam my salary without hesitation. As for the owner of the spa, I knew him. It was Gavin Chase, that pretty boy. I realized long ago they were partnering to embezzle my money, but I had been too afraid to poke holes in the paper window, unwilling to shatter my last shred of delusion. Now, my hand trembled with excitement holding the phone. This money was finally mine to control. I was going to live life for Caleb Stone. I ignored Bella's message and dialed a number. "Hello, Sophie? It's Caleb. Are you free tonight?" A gasp came from the other end. I panicked slightly. "What's wrong, Sophie? Did something happen?" I'm Fina. Galib. You. Why are you calling me?" Her voice was incoherent with excitement. I could even hear a hint of crying. My heart ached, and a wave of guilt washed over me. I had never called this girl who only cared about me. I only knew how to chase that snake. I was such a moron. Thank God she had texted me before, so I still had her number in my logs. "Why can't I call you? Is it only allowed for you to care about me, and I can't care about you?" My tone was filled with unconcealed tenderness. In this life, I would protect this girl. I wouldn't let her suffer a single grievance. No, that's not it, Caleb. I was just so excited you called. Her voice was urgent and flustered, trembling with tears again. My heart melted. What had I done to this poor girl? She cared so much, and I was so cold. I had even hurt her with my words to prevent Bella from misunderstanding us. How heartbroken she must have been. All right, I'm teasing you. Are you free tonight? If you are, I'll pick you up at 7. I'm taking you out for a big dinner. Huh? Really, Caleb? She sounded choked up. Really? If I'm lying, I'm a dog. 7 p.m. I promise to be on time. Oh, Caleb, you're not a dog. I didn't mean that. I have time tonight. The more flustered she got, the tighter my chest felt. Great, see you tonight then. I laughed softly. Hanging up, I swore silently. Sophie Wren, I will make you the happiest woman alive. As for Bella Sterling, without me funding her, I bet she and that gigolo won't last 3 months. I took the afternoon off and went straight to a dealer to buy an electric scooter. I used to be so frugal I wouldn't even buy a vehicle, but now I needed wheels. Later, when I saved enough, I traded for a car to take Sophie for drives. After buying the scooter, I went to the bank and reported my credit card lost. Bella still had my card. I checked the bill. Good Lord, $12,000 in debt already. Before I died in my last life, that snake maxed out my card, getting me blacklisted by the banks and costing me my job. I wouldn't let that happen again. The hole wasn't too big yet, and with my salary in hand, I could fill it quickly. Ding! Bella messaged again. Caleb, hurry up and load the money. I'm getting a facial and about to check out. Don't embarrass me. I sneered again. What a joke. Messing around with her boy toy in the shop and trying to hustle my money to go party. I thought for a moment and replied. I used the money to pay off the credit card. Figure it out yourself. That probably choked her. No reply for a long time. She knew she couldn't push me too hard, or her money tree would fall. After the bank, I found an agent and rented a 2-bedroom apartment. Last month, Bella forced me to buy a bag, draining my funds, and I got evicted, living in a garage. No more garage living. I got a haircut, bought new clothes and new shoes. My current clothes were rejects Bella bought for Gavin. I used to be happy about that scraps. What a loser I was. Looking at my refreshed self in the mirror, I gave 2 thumbs up, ignoring the sales clerk's amusement. At 7 p.m. sharp, I appeared downstairs at Sophie's apartment on my brand new scooter. I felt guilty. I didn't know where she lived and had to ask her on the phone earlier. Sophie was standing there, rubbing her small hands together. She had clearly dressed up, hair neat, though no makeup. I knew she was an orphan too, living frugally. Her clothes were old, but very clean. As I got closer, I smelled a faint, sweet scent on her. Why hadn't I noticed this before? I curiously asked if she was wearing perfume because she smelled so good. Her already flushed cheeks turned even redder, and she shook her head vigorously. I didn't press. Girls can be sensitive, and I didn't want to embarrass her. I motioned for her to hop on the back. She agreed, blushing, but her small hands gripped the seat hard, afraid to even touch the hem of my shirt. I couldn't stand it. I grabbed her hands, pulled them around my waist, and made her hold on. Her cheek pressed against my back. I could feel the heat even through my clothes. Satisfied, I twisted the throttle and headed for a popular influencer restaurant. I'd been here before to mooch off colleagues, so I knew the food was good. I had reserved a window seat and ordered the deluxe couples set. Looking at the feast, I was starving. Sophie was still a bit uptight. It was her first time eating with me. Seeing her look so fragile and shy, my heart ached again. I grabbed a shrimp, peeled it carefully, and held it to her lips. Here, open up. Sophie turned crimson. She asked in a trembling voice, Caleb, what's wrong today? Did something happen? You're making me worried. Seeing the deep concern in her eyes, guilt surged. Since when did treating her nicely make her worry? For Bella, this service was expected. She'd even complained, thinking only Gavin was worthy of feeding her. I'm Fina. I'm great. I just realized today that my Sophie is the most gentle, virtuous, kind, innocent, and beautiful girl in the world. I have to lock this down before someone steals you. Puffed. Sophie laughed. I'm not that good, but hearing you praise me and eating with you makes me so happy. I wish every day could be like this. Her eyes curved into beautiful crescents. It will be. I'll treat you like this forever. No, better than today. I was blind before, but from now on my eyes are wide open. I won't miss a thing. I looked at her tenderly. Her eyes shone brightly, terrifyingly beautiful before misting over. Tears rolled down like broken pearls. I panicked, grabbing napkins to wipe her face. Don't cry. I mean it. I swear, if I'm lying today, A soft, warm, fragrant hand covered my mouth. Panic filled her big eyes. Was she afraid the oath would hurt me? This kind girl. My heart was pierced again. But this time, it felt like Cupid's arrow, not a nail. Why had I treated Bella like a treasure and feared other women would cause misunderstandings? Don't say that. I believe you. As long as you're okay and spend time with me occasionally, Tears fell again. I hurriedly comforted her. Thankfully, she wasn't overly fragile and composed herself quickly. I stuffed the peeled shrimp into her mouth. She ate blushing, her lips grazing my fingers. She retracted like she'd been electrocuted. The shyness in her eyes made me want to offer my hand for her to nibble again. Why was she so cute? How did I miss this? Subconsciously, I sucked my finger. Realizing what I did, my face heated up, heart pounding. To hide the awkwardness, I peeled another shrimp. She copied me, and we both reached in a platter. Don't feed me. Let me peel for you. I want to do this for a long time. She murmured. No way from now on. I feed you. I mumbled. We ended up peeling for each other. It was incredibly sweet. I took the chance to kiss her fingertips, delighting in her flustered happiness. Just as we were lost in our sweet fantasy of a happy future, a dissonant voice cut in. Caleb Stone, didn't you say you had no money? Why do you have money to eat here with this little vixen? I frowned deeply. That toxic voice. Lola, shut your trap. Since when is this your business? I looked up. Lola, green tea number 2, was standing there with green tea number 1, Bella, dragging her along. We were so focused we hadn't noticed the buskills arrive. Caleb, watch your mouth. Bella and I just finished eating and saw you getting cozy with this vixen. You're two-timing and I can't speak up for Bella. Bella stood there coldly, looking at me sideways, perched on a moral high ground. Nearby diners perked up at the word vixen, sensing drama. Some stood up to watch. Watch what you say, which I saw me two-timing. I grabbed Sophie's tense hand to comfort her while addressing Lola calmly, staring back at Bella. Bella looked slightly surprised at my attitude. She'd never seen me like this. But she ignored it, tilting her head back 30 degrees to look down her nose at me. I'll give you a chance. Dump this vixen right now and come with me, and I might forgive you. I sneered, looking at her sideways. Goodbye. Don't let the door hit you. Fine, Caleb Stone. I give you a chance, and you don't cherish it. I really need to teach you a lesson. Bella actually turned to leave with Lola. I was surprised they didn't make a scene. They probably hallucinated that I'd cry and beg for forgiveness later like I used to. The audience looked disappointed as the show ended. Check, please. Bella walked to the counter and handed over a gold credit card. Seeing that card, the corner of my mouth twitched. Sure enough, the owner swiped it 4 or 5 times. Declined. I heard the total, $400. Jesus, 2 people, $8.400. They really treated my money like Monopoly money. I wonder what they ate. Seeing the decline, embarrassment flooded Bella's face. She looked at Lola. This got interesting. Lola, a receptionist making $3,000 a month who acted like royalty, patted her pockets and said, Bella, I didn't bring any money. What do we do? Can't you two use Apple Pay? I helpfully suggested. They shot hateful glares at me. Bella snatched the card back and stormed over to me. The audience perked up again. Caleb, what is the meaning of this? Why isn't your credit card working? I leaned back comfortably. Sorry, I reported it lost this afternoon. Bella's chest heaved with rage. I used to think she was sexy, but now that flat chest had become a D cup, it looked weird. That's why she had to look down at me at a 30-degree angle. If she tilted to 45 degrees, her view would be blocked. She wouldn't wrong herself like that. Why report lost? You did it on purpose, right? I ignored her, sneering as she performed. Caleb, Bella is asking you a question. Pay the bill. Do you want Bella to be humiliated? Strange. You ate the food. Why should I pay? You. Caleb, you've changed. Why are you acting like this? Pay the bill now. Come back with me and we can talk. Bella, seeing my coldness, actually lowered her voice to get me to pay. I laughed internally. For $100 made her bow her head. I spent so much before, and she never showed gratitude. Did you hear that? Hurry up and pay for Bella. Apologize properly. Bella is generous. You still have a chance to fix this. Lola squawked from the side. You follow Bella around mooching food and drink every day. Why don't you pay? I mocked Lola. You what? Don't interrupt my dinner with Sophie. Get lost if you know what's good for you. Hey, you ungrateful jerk. Everyone, judge for yourselves. This guy is two-timing and acting righteous about it. Dating our Bella while cozying up to this little vixen privately, living it up here. Is there no justice? The crowd finally got the plot they wanted. Excited whispers and finger-pointing began. I ignored Green Tea number 2's improv performance and asked Green Tea number 1 directly. Bella, what's your take? Don't just let your sidekick yap. Say something. Caleb, you really aren't a good person. My friend is right. You dare two-time while dating me? And you want to be my boyfriend? Haha, almost choked laughing. This woman's double standards were infinite. When I chased her, aside from demanding money, she wouldn't let me touch her hand. Yet she hung off Gavin Chase's arm, calling him brother. Now that I stopped chasing, she pretended to be my girlfriend and accused me of cheating. What are you laughing at? Don't you love me? I gave you a chance to pursue me, but look at what you're doing. I'm laughing because you're hilarious. No, actually you're disgusting. Why are you pretending? Young man, watch your mouth with the lady. You're two-timing and attacking her personally. Exactly. He yells about chasing Bella, but he's just a pervert with a wandering eye. If you're smart, pay the bill and apologize. Maybe you'll be forgiven. I stayed silent, letting them perform. I peeled another shrimp for Sophie to keep them from ruining her meal. Seeing me unmoved and feeding Sophie, Bella exploded. Caleb, are you a man? This morning I asked for money, and you said you were broke. Now you're eating here with this vixen? Where did the money come from? Bella, clean your mouth out. Curse me all you want. I don't care. But leave her out of it. You aren't qualified to scold her. I stared at Bella viciously. I'll scold her if I want. You cut off my card. If you keep this up, we are truly done. Don't regret it. I laughed loudly again. Bella, you're a joke. I chased you for 6 years. You played me for 6 years. Why the rush now? Is it because you can't pay the $400? Bella glared, stung. I had never let her be embarrassed like this. Usually, I was the one humiliated. Her expression said she wanted to skin me alive. Ignoring her gaze, I continued. Since you brought it up, let's settle the accounts. I wiped my hands. I ask you, in 6 years, did you ever let me hold your hand? Bella thought for a moment. Once in college when I fell. Didn't you help me up? In 6 years, did you ever admit I was your boyfriend? She paused. Once at a bar when I was drunk and harassed. Didn't I say you were my boyfriend, so you'd fight for me? I laughed in anger. In 6 years, did you ever look me in the eye? She thought again. Usually, she looked at the sky or sideways. Right, once when Gavin was broke and asked me to borrow money from you. Didn't I look at you? In 6 years, did I ever spend a dime of your money? Bella. In 6 years, how much of my money did you spend? Bella stopped thinking. Her nature exploded. I'm a girl. You're chasing me. Shouldn't you spend money? What's wrong with spending a little? Shouldn't a man pay for a woman? Wow, her talent for rebuttal was elite. Brother, love is consensual. You can't tally debts just because she's reserved, right? Men should be generous, not act like a sissy. The White Knight spoke up again. Bella's eyes were reddening on cue. Seeing the guy's eyes glued to Bella's D cups, I understood but had to educate him. Wooing a beauty is fine, but there's a limit. I won't count college. Since starting work, Year 1, salary $45,000. Year 2, $55,000. Year 3, $70,000. Year 4, $80,000. Not counting the overtime pay I nearly died for. Except for rent and instant noodles, every cent went to her. You calculate how much she spent. The guy went silent. I wasn't being a sissy. I was a pure victim. This woman was ruthless. The guy's gaze cleared. The D cups vanished from his mind. Money matters. Caleb, I treated you as a boyfriend, and you're counting pennies? You really don't want forgiveness. Bella stepped forward, seeing she lost support. I never touched your hand, treated you like a goddess, and you treated me like an ATM while hanging a green hat on the street for me to wear. Do you think I'm a tree, looking to grow leaves? The crowd's eyes lit up at the green hat, cheating, implication. Big drama. Bella didn't flinch. Don't slander me. When did I cheat? Clarify, or I'll sue for defamation. Seeing her stubbornness, I sneered. The Bella Gavin Spa. Who opened it? Wasn't it named after you and Gavin Chase? Her face changed, but she recovered quickly. You overthink everything. Gavin and I are pure business partners. He has connections. Should I open a shop with a programmer like you? I wanted to earn money, so I wouldn't spend yours. Does liking you mean I can't have male friends? I have rights. Damn, this dark tea had skills. She twisted the concept from cheating to restricting her freedom. The crowd's gaze shifted again. The moral pointer appeared. Hey buddy, don't be so petty. A man's heart must be big enough to hold his woman and the world. The White Knight finally hit a philosophical home run. People nodded. Some girls even scanned his QR code. But some felt Bella was the problem given the facts. I decided not to hide it. I pulled out my phone, opening the secrets I hadn't wanted to believe, showing them page by page. Dinner with Gavin today. My Gavin is so handsome, but he's only mine. Oh, Gavin is so strong. He lifted me up. Not coming home tonight. Staying in a hotel with Gavin. Every word was sickly sweet to her, but acid to my eyes. Gavin was a bum. Bella sucked my blood, and Gavin sucked hers. The spa was built on my money, and they messed around there daily. I was too stupid to see it. When I played the content, Bella completely exploded and rushed up to snatch my phone. Instinctively, I prepared to dodge, but Sophie, who had been quiet beside me, suddenly stood up. She flashed in front of me and shoved Bella away. "What are you doing? You want to fight?" "I'm ready." Seeing Sophie charge, Lola rolled up her sleeves and stepped forward to join the fray. Unexpectedly, Sophie grabbed a beer bottle from a nearby table and, smash, broke the bottom against the table edge. She pointed the jagged glass at them ferociously. "Try taking another step. See if my bottle agrees." Neither Bella nor Lola dared to move. Lola was so scared by the sound of shattering glass that she sat abruptly on the floor. I stared in shock at Sophie shielding me. This girl usually looked as gentle and weak as her name implied. How did she suddenly become so fierce? She looked more and more pleasing to the eye, like a warrior goddess. The onlookers snapped out of it. The videos and photos I played gave everyone a satisfying melon-eating experience. They couldn't let it be interrupted. Several people pulled the 2 green teas back, signaling me to continue playing. "Caleb Stone, where did you get those?" "You stole my phone data." Bella shrieked, unable to touch me. "Who's interested in your phone?" "I'm afraid looking at it would make me sick. Even watching this makes me nauseous. I only kept it for evidence." I mocked her. "I'll sue you for publicly broadcasting obscene videos and pictures." She roared again. I was stunned. "You filmed the stuff and sent it to people, but others aren't allowed to play it? You want to sue yourself for filming dirty things." "Just a friendly reminder," I said. Nothing explicitly illegal was shown. "Watch your wording." After a toss-up, the 2 green teas realized they couldn't win here. Bella snarled, "Caleb, remember today? You'll regret this." "Bella, I'll say this here. I admit I was a simp on my knees before. My mindset was weak. From now on, I draw a line. You walk your sunny path, I'll walk my log bridge. Good luck." Internally, I added, "Without my monthly support, I bet you and that idiot Gavin won't last 3 months." Finally, she dragged Lola to leave. The owner wasn't having it. "Ladies, pay the bill." Planning to dine and dash. Bella's face went pale. Holding back rage, she scanned the QR code. Sadly, insufficient funds. She only paid $60. Lola was forced to scan her phone, and finally, they cleared the bill. Before leaving, Bella gave me a venomous look. "Caleb, just wait. You'll pay for this." I watched them hurry away and sighed. Sigh. Still haven't learned to look me in the eye. After that mess, Sophie and I lost our appetite. We paid and left. On the road, Sophie returned to her soft, gentle self. I look her up and down curiously. "What are you looking at?" "Do I have flowers growing on me?" she asked, embarrassed. I leaned in, grinning. "But the way you stood up for me was prettier than flowers. Like a goddess descending. How did I never notice you were so tough?" Her face turned red again. "I saw them rushing to attack you and panicked. I was afraid they'd hurt you, so I just charged." I love her awkwardness more and more. Is this the logic of being in love? "You were so cool, especially with the bottle. You scared me." I gestured wildly. "Because I have no parents. People bullied me growing up. I saw that move on TV. Once when I was bullied, I tried it, and it worked." Sophie's eyes held memories. My heart ached again. I wanted to hug her, but being a simp for so long made me timid. "You mean you've done that before?" I asked to suppress the urge. She nodded awkwardly. Then she asked, "Do you think I'm too violent? Do you dislike it?" "No, absolutely not. I love it." I shouted. "But you don't need to worry about bullies anymore. With me here, no one can bully you." The girl who loved me so much was almost moved to tears again. It was late, so I rode the scooter to drop Sophie home. This time, she wrapped her arms around my waist voluntarily. I was overjoyed. She was quiet on the way, and I enjoyed the peace. Near her home, she suddenly spoke. "Actually, when Bella showed up, I was nervous. I was afraid you'd dump me like before and run to coax her. Before today, you never treated me this well. I was afraid it was a dream." I kept pinching myself. Even when I bit my tongue eating, I was happy because the pain meant it was real. Sophie murmured against my back. I felt a damp warmth on my shirt. My heart tightened. How many times had this happened? To please Bella, I didn't know how many times I'd hurt this girl. "I'm sorry," I said in a low voice. The words felt as light as a feather. "It's okay. You didn't leave with her today, so everything I did before was worth it. Isn't that what love is? Giving everything, and if he loves you back in the end, it's the perfect ending." My nose stung, and tears fell. I hated myself for being a simp, played by Bella for 6 years. But wasn't Sophie the same with me? The fear, pain, despair, worry, and heartache I felt. She felt them all. We were so alike, like a box of damp matches, waiting years until today to finally dry out and strike a blazing fire. Downstairs, as she turned to leave, I grabbed her hand. Warm and soft. I pulled her into a tight hug, inhaling her scent. She was breathless before pushing me away, looking back 3 times as she walked to the stairwell. Near the entrance, she suddenly turned and shouted, "Actually, I'm really good at fighting. If we really fought today, I would have ripped their faces off." She stuck out her tongue, giggled, and ran inside. It was the first time I saw her so happy. Her laughter echoed in my mind. That night, I couldn't sleep in my new bed. My mind was full of Sophie, gentle, fierce, playful. I kept swiping over her number, afraid to call and wake her. Ring, ring. The phone startled me. Seeing the number, my breath hitched. "Hey Sophie, what's up? Miss me?" I whispered excitedly. My faucet is broken. I can't shower. The landlord won't fix it. Can you come look at it?" "Huh?" "She showered before I picked her up this afternoon. Does she get dirty that fast?" "Okay, wait for me. 10 minutes. Why overthink it? Sophie needs help. I should be there." I practically ripped the throttle off the scooter. When I arrived, she was dressed neatly, same as the afternoon. I followed her upstairs. Sure enough, the bathroom faucet was broken, though the break looked a bit fresh. The hardware stores are closed. Should I go back, take mine off, and install it here for tonight? "I'll buy a new one tomorrow," I offered tentatively. "No, that's too much trouble." She fidgeted, twisting the hem of her shirt. I noticed a spot on her shirt was already dark from rubbing. "Then, how about I take you to my place to wash up? It's not far," I asked, bracing myself. "Okay." "Huh? That fast? No hesitation?" I chased after her from the bathroom, only to find her standing there with a suitcase. Wasn't it just for a shower? I didn't say I wouldn't bring her back. And that's a lot of clothes packed very quickly. My heart pounded violently. For the first time, I heard the roar of blood rushing to my head. Sophie came home with me. My scooter carried her suitcase in front and her fragrant self in the back. Since she only brought clothes and no toiletries, I introduced her to my bathroom towel and soap. Listening to the splashing water, I turned off the lights and hid under the covers, ears pricked. Long after the water stopped, the door to the guest room didn't open. I remember that door was squeaky. I planned to oil it. Suddenly, a cold little hand slipped into my duvet. I let out a groan I'd never heard from myself before. Then a soft body smelling of sweet scent and soap burrowed into the bed. My brain short-circuited. All thoughts vanished into one action, pulling her tightly into my arms. "Let's get our marriage license tomorrow." That was our last verbal exchange that night. I took another day off. We woke up early, not because I didn't want to sleep in with a warm beauty in my arms, but because I was impatient to get that red booklet, marriage certificate. My steps were floating. Sophie virtuously made a big breakfast, tomato and egg noodles with 2 extra eggs and warm milk. Suddenly living a life with a wife felt like a dream. Even my burps felt blessed. We were first in line at the City Hall Marriage Bureau. When we got the certificates, we hugged and cried again. It hadn't been easy getting here, all thanks to that green tea. Now legally married, I boldly held Sophie's hand, greedily inhaling her scent. It was addictive. We walked past a popular boutique. Through the window, I saw a familiar outfit, the one I wanted to buy Bella last month, but couldn't because she drained my wallet. I had planned to surprise her this month. Now, I pulled Sophie inside. "Boss, let my wife try this on." Sophie looked at the price tag and gasped. $400. She pulled me to leave. "Let's not buy it. It's too expensive. I have clothes. Cheaper is fine." That's my good wife. Always thinking of me. But the more she did that, the more I wanted to spend on her. "Wifey, today is our big day. It's meaningful. We must buy it. I'll pick a good date later for a grand wedding." Sophie half reluctantly took the clothes to the fitting room, eyes filled with distress over the money. I picked out trousers and a base layer for her to try too. When Sophie emerged, I was stunned. Was this the girl I knew? Usually plain, she looked like a cute neighbor. Now, she transformed into a high-class beauty. No, a young matron. Her curves, hidden by loose clothes, were now highlighted by the fitted top. She rivaled Bella's artificial assets. I muttered secretly. I was too panicked last night to notice these obvious advantages. I looked her up and down, curves in all the right places, no fat. Seeing me stare, she blushed and turned to change, muttering about the price. I grabbed her hand, called the attendant to pay, and ripped the tag off so she couldn't argue. As we admired the new clothes in the mirror, the fitting room door that had been closed since we entered suddenly opened. It felt like eating a delicious meal and then tripping over dog poop. Disgusting. Bella Sterling walked out, holding Gavin Chase's arm intimately. Damn, why does bad luck happen so inconveniently? They had been in there for half an hour. What were they doing? I wondered whose voice sounded so familiar. It's a licking dog. Oh, Bella the T. Did your eyelids get caught in a door? They're swollen like traffic lights. I mocked playfully. Caleb, you blind dog. I made these double eyelids for Bella. You have no taste. Bella jumped in. Bella lifted her chin higher to show superiority. I snickered internally. To see me, she'd have to lower her head eventually. Those fake toys on her chest were in the way. Oh, is that so? I think there's a misunderstanding about what double eyelids are. I signaled Sophie to smile. Sophie cooperated. Her smile was incredibly gentle, her beautiful phoenix eyes narrowing to reveal captivating, natural double eyelids. Gavin's small eyes nearly popped out staring at her until Bella kicked him. Gavin, I want her outfit. And those pants. Seeing someone flaunt beauty in front of her, Bella's twisted jealousy spiked. She had to outshine Sophie. Attendant, we want her outfit. How much? Sir, we only have one set of each style. This gentleman and lady just bought it. The attendant pointed to the ripped tag. What? How do you run a store? The customer is God. No, I want exactly what she's wearing. Bella tru a tantrum. The attendant looked troubled. Seeing their shamelessness, I didn't get angry. I had an idea. If you really want it, it's not impossible. I ripped the tag, but haven't paid yet. If you pay for it, fine. Save me the trouble of returning it later when I realize some green tea's vibe makes the dress unworthy. Sophie looked reluctant to give it up. I signaled her to wait. Hearing me say she wasn't worthy, Bella was triggered. She pulled out a gold card. There are no clothes Bella Sterling can't wear. Boss, check out. She slammed the card on the counter. I glanced at it. The platinum card requiring $15,000 spending. That was all my blood money from the past. This is Gavin's gold card. Caleb, who do you think you are? As long as Gavin is here, I get what I want. Bella wiggled her hips and grabbed Gavin's arm again. Gavin looked smug. I laughed secretly. Gavin's money was just money sucked from me via Bella. By my calculations, based on a last transfer, they shouldn't last 2 days. Bankruptcy was coming sooner than expected. I signaled Sophie to go change. I grabbed her arm. Go to the other fitting room. Don't use that one. I gave Bella and Gavin a look. Sophie understood immediately. Who knows what fluids were in there after 30 minutes? I suggest you clean that fitting room later, just in case other customers complain. I smirked at the attendant. She stifled a laugh. Kid, what are you saying? Believe it or not, I'll make you leave on a stretcher. Gavin shouted. I snorted and ignored him. Sophie changed quickly. I sighed. Styling is important. In her old clothes, she was back to the cute neighbor girl. A hick is a hick. Not worthy of such nice clothes. Bella sneered, taking the clothes. I squeezed Sophie's hand. Soon, Bella came out wearing the new outfit. I almost burst out laughing. I was blind before. Now I see. The clothes that made Sophie look irresistible made Bella look like a streetwalker. Her medically altered face looked monstrous with the dark colors. In the tight pants, I noticed her, but had been done too. 2 egg shapes, pointy side out. How did she sit? I looked at Gavin, the grand architect of this disaster. Looking at herself, Bella's face turned green. Gavin looked shifty. It was a disaster, but they couldn't admit it. Bella, this outfit really brings out your temperament. Hurry! Attendant, return this. I don't want it. Bella raged. I just bought it. I haven't left the store. Sorry, store policy. There's a sign at the door. The attendant stiffened. I ignored the argument and grabbed another outfit from the rack I'd spotted earlier. I like this one better. The first one was originally meant for Bella anyway, letting Sophie where it might have felt weird. Returning it to its owner and buying a better one for Sophie was perfect. When Sophie came out in the second outfit, I froze. Yes, this was the one. Sophie looked like a radiant goddess, breathtakingly beautiful. Bella stopped arguing and stared. Gavin was drooling. I didn't blame him. I was too. Attendant, check please. Sir, this one is a bit more expensive. Check. I waved my hand. Must buy. I ripped the tag again. Turning to see Bella staring, I felt great. Bella, planning to rob us again? I paid for this one. It's private property. Taking it is robbery. Bella snapped out of it. Who cares? I don't want clothes worn by a hick. She wouldn't embarrass herself again, but her words were hilarious. Seems like someone is wearing the clothes our Sophie just took off. Why don't you want those? Is everything you say just hot air? I mocked. Bella exploded. Caleb, who are you cursing? Words spoken are water spilled. I don't want it. She furiously changed out of the clothes, threw them at the attendant, and dragged Gavin out without asking for a refund. She probably felt too humiliated to stay. Gavin, however, was pained. Bella, that was expensive. Why leave it? Get the money back at least. But Bella dragged him away. He was weaker than her. On the way back, Sophie scolded me playfully. I never realized you were so bad. I laughed. Regret it? Too late, you're my wife now. She punched me lightly, making me tingle. Buying clothes let me vent so much anger. I felt refreshed. Remembering dying in despair, iated bella. I had wanted to kill them, but seeing Sophie's gentle face and remembering her care, I let go of the obsession. I would use my life to love her, not drown in hate. As for the two villains, karma would come. Their good days were numbered. Back home, I posted our marriage license on my Moments feed, social media. I had to declare this joy. We bought groceries and cooked together. Sophie was a great cook. We ate and drank wine until 9 p.m., both tipsy. Sophie cleaned up while I checked my phone. My feed had blown up. Over 100 comments and DMs. College classmates, colleagues. Everyone was supportive. Caleb, married so suddenly? Did you get your white moonlight, Bella? Congrats. No news, and suddenly a license. When's the banquet? Invite me. Reading the blessings, I felt warm. I replied generally. Thanks, everyone. My wife is Sophie Wren. Wedding in 3 months. Invites coming soon. Just then, the class president called. Caleb, you finally got on the right track? Stop chasing Bella down a dead end. Found true love. Had to choose it. I joked. That's not what you said before. You said Sophie was a stumbling block. I reminisced. Back then, everyone advised me to give up Bella and choose Sophie. Bella was my trigger. I fought anyone who badmouthed her. I viewed Sophie as an obstacle. Thinking of that, I looked at Sophie in the kitchen with heartache. How sad she must have been. The classmates eventually stopped advising, but helped me with food when I was broke. Thinking of those classmates, I was grateful. Without them, I would have starved. Anyway, we're happy for you and Sophie. Saturday night is the class reunion. Many old friends signed up. You missed the last few. Come to this one. I felt guilty. Okay, I'll be there. Bring Sophie. See you there. I smiled, thinking of the formidable vice president, female. Drunk, I looked at Sophie heading to the shower in a loose robe. To a man who just tasted the forbidden fruit, she was a potent drug. I tossed the phone and walked toward her. Bad guy, what are you doing? I haven't showered. I know. I'll scrub your back. No need. I'm not dirty. Scrubbing is basically massage. Free trial tonight. Morning. I stretched, feeling energized. Maybe unblocking years of repression and finding love gave me adrenaline. Sophie curled in my arms. We went hard until I sobered up at 2 a.m. She was exhausted. I kissed her forehead and washed up. It was Friday. I had to go to the office. Sophie prepared breakfast, fried eggs, milk, microwave buns. I ate happily. She laughed at my praise for the frozen buns. At the office, I received blessings and roasting about my simp years. I promised a big meal next Friday. I left early to pick Sophie up from work on my scooter. Colleagues watched. Wifey, does the scooter embarrass you? Your colleagues drive cars. Nonsense. I'm happy you came. I don't care about cars. What a blessing. Did I save the world in a past life? In a few months, I'll save for a car. Then, I'll buy a 2-bedroom apartment. Our nest. 2 kids, a boy and a girl. I rambled, excited. Sophie stared at my back lovingly. How about we buy it now? The house. Sophie murmured. I haven't saved enough. The green tea took it all. I have money. I saved my salary for years. I didn't spend it, just in case you got scammed by Bella and needed emergency funds. I stopped the scooter and hugged her on the street. Public place, Caleb, let go. She blushed. How much did you save? I don't know exactly. Last deposit was $200,000. There are others. Little sugar mama. That's some money. I laughed. We turned around and headed to the real estate agent. Late that night, post-intimacy, I asked, why didn't you give up on me when I was so awful? Sophie traced circles on my chest. Remember first day of school? I was an orphan, bullied. I always fought back, but got beaten. No parents to back me up. In college, people mocked me as a scavenger when I dropped my luggage. You held me up. You scolded them. You were a light in my darkness. Later, we were desk mates. I fell for you, but you liked Bella. I felt inferior. You distanced yourself. I gave up hope, but then I fainted in gym class. No one moved. You ran over, carried me 600 meters to the infirmary, and collapsed. You were punished by Bella for 2 weeks, but never complained. I asked why. You said, because we're both orphans. My heart had no room for anyone else. I knew you were a good person, just stubborn in love. I decided to wait. If you ever turn around, you'd love me just as stubbornly. So when you called, I accepted immediately. My chest was wet with tears. I finally understood her hardship. I was such an idiot. She silenced me with a kiss. We merged again. 10 a.m., Saturday. Sophie woke me up. Get up. Reunion tonight. Prep time. It's early. Let's sleep more. No, I don't want to embarrass you. We shopped for some accessories. Evening arrived. We went to the restaurant chosen by the class president. Entering the private room, cheers erupted. Look who's here. The love saint finally found true love. Drink this as punishment for missing previous ones. I drank the wine in one gulp. My bad. Won't miss again. Let's get drunk. The president offered a glass to Sophie. I intercepted. She can't hold her liquor. Sophie took it. I'll drink. Thank you all for taking care of me and speaking up for me back then. She downed it. Everyone cheered. The president poured 2 more. Since he got the license, drink a cross-arm toast. Drink. Drink. We did. Sophie turned red. Sophie, you're gorgeous. If I knew, I'd have chased you. Look at them. Perfect match. The atmosphere was great until the door opened. Bella walked in holding Gavin's arm, followed by Lola. Silence fell. I almost spat my wine. Bella was wearing the outfit she didn't want from yesterday. She went back for it, and her nose, post-op purple and swollen like a bull. Caleb, you're here. Bella looked like she swallowed a fly. Wearing the clothes felt like a slap in the face. Why wouldn't I be? Seeing you dressed so colorfully, I couldn't miss it. Afraid to see me, I held Sophie's arm. Bella turned red. Gavin interjected, heard the noise outside, thought it was a show. Just a licking dog performing with his mistress. He snorted and walked to his seat. The crowd parted. No one liked them. Gavin, haven't brushed your teeth in 3 days? Clean your mouth. Humph. Caleb, you're arrogant. You dumped Bella, but Gavin has taste. You'll regret it. Gavin, why bring a dog to a reunion? Barking ruins the appetite. Lola was furious, but Bella held her back. Everyone, let's toast since we're all here, the president mediated. We drank. Gavin, my nose isn't healed. I can't drink. Help me. Gavin grabbed her, but gross, and drank hers. Then he drank his own. Then he drank Lola's. 3 glasses of red wine in 3 minutes on an empty stomach. He was suppressing the urge to vomit. The vice president spoke up. Gavin, not enough wine. Got any in your car? Treat us to good stuff. Gavin realized he was being played, but he had a flex. None in the car. I'll order from the hotel. Gavin, don't be stingy. Buy more. Gavin, sweating, ordered 2 more cases of expensive wine to save face. He bragged about making $120,000 recently. Bella bragged about him. Lola mocked my salary. Gavin, stop talking. Make as much money as me first, Gavin said. Let's taste Gavin's wine. The vice president signaled. The president distributed the wine. 20 people, 1 round killed most of a case. The vice president stood up. Toast to Gavin. We drank. Some guys helped others finish. I drank Sophie's. Bella and Lola poured full glasses, pretending to be weak. Gavin, having downed 3 glasses earlier, faced 2 pairs of expectant eyes. He turned green. He had to drink Bella's, then Lola's. Just as he finished, the vice president started another round. Hearing the glug-glug of pouring wine, Gavin couldn't hold it. He leaned over and projectile vomited. Gavin, the girls shrieked. He sprayed everywhere. The smell was awful. Lola gagged and ran out. Bella followed. Everyone evacuated, leaving Gavin puking on the floor. Outside, Sophie yelped. Bella and Lola had stepped on her foot while running. I was furious. Are you blind? You stepped on my wife. Caleb, your wife is blind and can't walk. Not our fault. Yeah, not our fault. Lola echoed. I was about to explode, but Sophie stopped me. She stepped forward. Bella, why run? Gavin is puking and you don't care? Is your love fake? Bitch, are you smug because you think you won? You're insecure compared to Gavin. I'm Fine. But be careful with that $120,000. Might disappear. Pa, bad luck. Get lost. If I hear one more dirty word about me or my husband, I'll teach you how to brush your teeth. Sophie said coldly. I felt a chill. Slut. Husband has no parents. You have no parents. 2 wild seeds from rocks. Sophie's eyes flash fire. In that instant, Sophie moved. She lunged forward, slapped Bella across the face, grabbed her hair, spun 360 degrees, and threw her. Bella howled and flew. Lola tried to curse, but Sophie grabbed her neck and kneed her in the stomach. Lola folded like a shrimp. Consequences. Sophie ran into the restroom, grabbed a toilet brush, came out, grabbed Bella by the hair, and scrubbed her mouth violently with the brush. Then she did the same to Lola. Promise kept. Teeth brushed. The crowd was stunned. I realized my wife was terrifyingly awesome. Bella, sue me if you want. I haven't settled the money you scammed from Caleb yet. I sneered. Try calling the police. I have transfer records. Bella went silent, staring venomously at Sophie. I decided to finish her. Bella, Curious where I got those videos? Bella's eyes flickered. I looked at Lola with a weird smile. Lola looked terrified. Thank you, bestie. She sent them to me. She wanted to replace you and expose your affair to make me give up. You lie. Lola is my best friend. Look at the chat logs. I showed her. See? Every time we fought, she contacted me. Shut up. Caleb, I'll kill you. Lola screamed and lunged. Sophie kicked her away. Bella looked at Lola with sheer betrayal. Lola, you slut. You backstabbed me. No wonder Gavin didn't want to touch me lately. Did you seduce him too? They started brawling. During the fight, Bella's chest disappeared. One moved her belly. But implants shifted to her hips. She looked like she had watermelons in her pockets. I gasped. Wifey, glad you didn't hit her chest. We'd be liable for damages. Sirens wailed. Police rushed in. Who is Gavin Chase? They handcuffed him in the puke room. Who is Bella Sterling? They identified the deformed woman and handcuffed her. Gavin and Bella are suspected of unlicensed medical practice, causing infections and disfigurement. Also financial fraud and loan sharking. Lola was taken for fighting. The reunion ended in chaos. On the way home, Sophie asked why I was quiet. I'm Fine, just emotional seeing them arrested. You still have feelings? No, I used to think Bella was a princess. Now I see she was nothing without my money. Gavin was a fraud. Karma came fast. I hugged Sophie. Later, I learned Gavin got 7 years. Bella was ruined by debt. Gavin used her ID for loans. Lola was Gavin's real lover. Bella's face collapsed completely due to the fight shifting her implants. Karma. 3 months later. Grand Hotel wedding. Thanks for coming. We toast you. Caleb, wait for the ceremony. Haha, eat first. Music played. Sophie walked down the aisle. I knelt with flowers. Bride, anything to say? Caleb, marrying you is my greatest happiness. Let's grow old together. She teared up. Groom. Sophie, thank you. I was lost and hurt you, but you never abandoned me. You woke me up. I promise to make you happy forever. We hugged amidst applause. I wiped her tears and prayed for everyone to find kindness and realize their mistakes before it's too late. Story complete.